Welcome back to our series on Talkback highlights. Today is going to be installment number 52, and we are going to be covering the new spell check feature, which is found in the current release of Talkback, which is 13.1. So I'm here in my Google Messages app, and I've already typed out a message using the on-screen Braille keyboard, but I backed out of it and went back to Gboard just so I could be back in the conversation. So I'm going to put the edit box in focus.
Editing. THSI is a tessie of Hello the Spellcheck Fader Works, edit box.
So what I typed out was, this is a test of how the spell check feature works. And of course I misspelled some words intentionally. So I'm just going to show you how to go about using this feature. So when you put a text box in focus, by default, the granularity or reading control is going to be set to characters. And what we're going to want to go to is spell check. So I'm going to swipe up then down twice to go back to reading controls.
Actions. Spell check.
So now that I'm on the spell check granularity, what I'm going to do is swipe up a few times because right now I'm at the end of the field. So every time I swipe up, it's going to go back one misspelled word.
Fader. Spell check. Hello. Tessie. THSI. No misspelled word is found.
So as soon as it says no misspelled word is found, that means you're either at the beginning of the field or the end of the field. Or I should say, there's no misspelling before that current word you're on. So the way this works is, you can think of this as a granularity. So in the same way you would move by characters, words, or lines, and that would move your cursor forward or backwards one word. This moves your cursor backward or forward one misspelling. So this will place your cursor at the beginning of either the previous or next misspelled word. So right now the cursor should be at the beginning of the word this, which I spelled THSI. So I'm going to swipe down.
Tessie.
That went to the next word, so I'm going to swipe back up.
THSI.
So once you have the cursor on the word, how you would go about correcting it is you would change your reading control from spell check, which we're on right now, to actions, because the corrections will be in the actions menu. So I'm going to swipe down then up to go to the next reading control.
Actions.
And now that I'm on actions, if I swipe down, it'll start to list the suggestions.
This, THIS, spelling suggestion.
And that I know I want, but I'm just going to see what else it's suggesting.
Tie, THAI, spelling these, THESE, spelling suggestion.
So it will suggest a few, but I know I wanted to say this, so I'm going to swipe up.
Tie, THAI, spelling suggestion. This, THIS, spelling suggestion.
And I'm going to double tap there.
Text replaced.
So that replaced THSI with THIS. So now I'm going to change the reading control back to spell check.
Spell check.
And I'm going to swipe down to go to the next misspelled word.
Tessie.
So I wanted to spell test, but I put a Y at the end instead of a T. That's not a common mistake you would make typing on the Braille input, but I know you would make that mistake if you're typing on a QWERTY keyboard, so I just did that intentionally. But I'm going to switch back to actions.
Actions.
And swipe down.
Test, TEST, spelling suggestion.
That's what I want.
Text replaced.
So I'm going to Again, go back to,
Spell check.
go to the next word.
Hello.
Now, I think this is how. It's supposed to be how, but I put 2 O's in there. So let's see what the suggestions are.
Actions. How, HOW, spelling suggestion. Text replaced.
Again, I'm going to go back to spell check.
Spell check. Spell check.
Now, I spelled this with only 1 L instead of 2 L's. So I'm going to go back to actions.
Actions. Spell check, SPELLCHECK, spelling suggestion. Text replaced.
Now, I have one more word in here, but I'm not going to go back to spell check because I want to show you that you don't have to use that granularity or reading control if you don't want to. So if you're just navigating by character or word, which I'm going to do here.
Characters. Words. Fader.
So fader, which was me spelling feature, but I got the E and the A mixed up. So I've moved the cursor to this word. So as long as I bring up the actions menu or go to the actions reading control from here, there will be spelling suggestions. And the reason I say that is because it's not necessary for you to use the spell check reading control. That just helps you find and put your cursor on the misspelled words quickly. So if you already know you've misspelled a word because you just typed it, you don't have to go to that reading control. You could just simply make sure your cursor is on the misspelled word and change to actions.
Characters. Actions.
And then
Feature, FEATURE, spelling suggestion.
that's what I want. So I'm going to double tap there.
Text replaced.
So let's see what we have now.
Editing. This is a test of how the spell check feature works. Edit box.
So as you can see, all of the corrections have been made, and that is the sentence that I was trying to type. Thank you for listening to this installment of Talkback Highlights.